Yeah. When I always read that for D-Day they wanted troops, not all, but they were looking for, they brought a lot of troops that didn't have any combat experience.
Well, I don't think 5% of the people that hit the beaches had experience. You know, it's funny, I got in trouble in Paris a few years ago. This ought to be good. Now, this is a good story. My wife can hear it. She was there, in fact. But we were at a dinner in Paris, D-Day celebration, and I made a mistake. I stood up and said to the people in the room that the ground troops here, the infantry, all you people that landed on D-Day, I said, D-Day is your day. It's not the Air Force's day. The missions we flew on D-Day were what we'd been doing for 2 years out of England. And there was no better, no worse. But when you stop and think of those kids that hit that beach, no experience, officers, no experience in combat. And so, in my opinion, and I'll stand by it, and I had a few people at the dinner who objected to what I said, but D-Day was the guys that hit the beach. We supported them, but we didn't do much more than what we have been doing day after day. You know, you can talk about the 8th Air Force and the heavy bombers and the fact that their losses were heavier than the total Marine loss in World War II. So we've been hurt, but D-Day, it belonged to those youngsters.
What was because these guys were so, were inexperienced, when you were out at a pub in England talking to these Army guys that were getting ready to go in, were they just 100% fired up to go?
Yeah,
I mean, that's the only thing. Because I can imagine myself when I was 18 or 19 years old, I first was in the military. If you would have told me I was going to do a giant amphibious landing, an epic amphibious landing, there would have been just nothing but absolute motivation and excitement from me, because I was young and stupid and didn't know any better.
Well, we were all young and stupid.
Yeah, I guess at some point young and stupid goes a long way, doesn't it?
Well, I can tell you a little story about that. I was at Camp Kilmer. We thought we were going to fly across to England. We expected air transportation. They were a group of about 18 pilots, and I think we were set to fly, and all of a sudden they gave us all this equipment and leggings and backpacks and helmet and all this stuff.
That kind of stuff makes pilots nervous, doesn't it?
Well, it not only made us nervous, made damn fools out of us. Nobody knew how to use this stuff. And I know I got the leggings on, and I know they were from World War I. They gave me this backpack and all of this gas, underwear and everything. And they didn't tell us how to pack it. And I went out behind the barracks, and there was a clothesline back there, and I got some clothesline, and I tied this damn pack up with clothesline. And they gave me a helmet, and I never tried it on. So that evening, get ready, and we start marching down some tour to the gates of the Camp Kilmer. They load us on trucks, and we're over getting on the Queen Elizabeth. And you had to go down a pier and then up a whole bunch of stairs to get into the entrance to the ship. And I had a P4 bag with all of my clothes and everything, and I had a bottle of scotch in there. And I packed very carefully, and I had a portable radio. And portable radios in those days were like 36 inches long and full of batteries and everything. So I'm carrying this thing, and they gave me this damn helmet, but they didn't give me the interior of it. And so this damn, without the inside of it, every time I took a step, it was coming down and hitting me on the nose and then bouncing back again. We go up the stairs, and someplace along the line, I set that bag down too long, and now I got scotch draining out the bottom of my P4 bag. And we come to where they're checking us in, and there's a full colonel, Army colonel standing there. And he says, "My God, we're going to lose the war."
Oh, that's unbelievable. So there you go. We got people that don't know how to wear their helmets, packing their bags filled with scotch. We're heading over to war. But when you're talking to guys, they're ready to go, and D-Day commences, and they just don't, they don't understand what they're getting into yet. And again, maybe to the credit of the planners, they decided it's better to have a bunch of guys that aren't really 100% sure of what to expect than it is to have a bunch of people that know what they're getting into and know how hard this is going to be.
Well, that's in fact, what I started to say before I got off again. You have to watch me very carefully.
Wait, do you have scotch in your bag down there?
We go down to the Officers Club just before we're going to take off for England, and there's quite a party going, and there was a little spirits flowing. And the World War II barracks buildings where the club was, they had a mezzanine on the second floor, and then it's open in the center. And all these damn fools from the airborne are up on the second floor yelling Geronimo and jumping off. And this one kid broke his leg. And so I've heard about guys breaking their leg and then going on to combat. That's another story from my friend Charlie Plump.
What's that one about?
Oh, brother.